Hey, this is KAFKUBA, and I have here a Bulova 360 series AM FM radio from 1961 that I got along with my Sentinel radio on eBay as a gift. And this one's not in great shape, it's broken. It needs a cleaning, and what I want to do is just kind of document. It comes with a little tube schematic there, so you can identify the tubes and where they go, blah blah blah. A model 3222. I couldn't find any information on this online other than someone selling one, which is how I was able to identify the date. I can't find any schematics. And what I did was I just started my own schematic so I can take notes on it. I listed all the tubes and their function. These have mini tubes, which all the radios I restored thus far were the larger, older tubes, I guess. I don't want to disconnect the antenna because it's got this, what they call, not ladder wire, but twin lead wire, which is supposed to maintain the impedance so you don't get any distortion or reflection on the signal. So it's got a AM/FM graphite or iron tube core antenna. So I have to work around that because I don't want to disconnect it. And what I'm going to do is I like to use a soft paintbrush, and I don't go crazy, but I just sweep out all the crap. And some of these tubes were broken. This I don't know if that can be cleaned up or not. I don't want to get too aggressive with a cleanser. I might just do a damp towel on that, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. What I like to do is take out the tubes, write down their positions, and then I'll just go at it with a soft brush and just clean it up the best I can, just to get all the whatever might be in there. I notice all these tubes they kind of have a salty residue on them, and I don't know, they all do. And if they have the tube type on them still legible, I don't have to worry so much about documenting where they were. Oh, I can still see the tube designations. So I'll clean these vacuum tubes up with a soft towel and just brush away here, and I'll set the tubes aside if they're labeled. As long as they're labeled, I don't have to go crazy with I don't know if they're functional, but I have a friend, Brian, who has a tube tester. I don't have a tube tester. Let's see. I don't see the label on this one. Oh, there it is, right there. 12 DT8. You can usually, it takes a while to find them, and it might not be coming out in the camera, but they're written in these like silver letters that you can sometimes see and sometimes not. Yep, that one you can see, 12BE6. I'll set those all aside and clean them after. (6BJ6). I think there's two of those. They're the intermediate frequency transformer amplifiers. Yeah, 12BJ6. So that's good, they're labeled. I don't have to be anal about. Yep, 19 TD. And then this one was busted when I got it, probably from transit. And I taped it together just so I could have it in one piece. And yep, 35C5. So This one has 7 tubes, and I'm a little relieved about not having a schematic, only because these are all ceramic disc capacitors. There's not any. Well, there's only one paper tube capacitor. It's the line filter that establishes the B+ voltage as well. So that, I'm gonna hope that's okay. I'm not gonna replace any capacitors in this. What I'm gonna do is, I have to at least get one tube because it's busted. But I've already asked my friend Brian to see if he has any new old stock tubes at his house, and maybe even have him test these to make sure they're good. But I don't plan on doing a crazy restoration like my Sentinel that I just did. I replaced all the capacitors and that, and a bunch of bad resistors, and everything was messed up. You can check out my previous video. What I just want to do is clean this up, replace the tubes, and see if it works. Maybe even glue the box back together or anything like that. So maybe what I'll do is take a before and after picture. I don't know, these videos sometimes don't show before and after very well, but let me just brush away at this. Probably can't film it, but I just like to kind of get whatever garbage, spider webs, eggs, just so I'm not inhaling a bunch of crap. I don't know, there's something there that's a chunk of something. Hopefully that's not a blown capacitor. Something looks like it melted, burned, or broke here. So this takes some time, and I'm not going to bore you with this. I'll dust the inside of this. I'll dust the inside of the cabinet with the brush, maybe a very damp paper towel. And that's just how some people just like to, what they call, like Shango 66 likes to resurrect things and not do a lot of cleanup. But I like cleaning things up, maybe because I'm OCD and maybe because I'm just learning. And I don't want a house full of garbage devices that, while they may work, just serve to clutter. That's just not my style, and I appreciate what other people do. This is just how I do it. So let me just get cleaning and sweeping this thing, and I'm not sure there'll be more to this video, but let's see if I discover anything as I go through here. The other good thing about cleaning these up is it just gives you a chance to examine and assess anything that might have been broken, burned, replaced that's not original. Again, the last one I did, the Sentinel, was somebody had been in there and they really did some things that I wouldn't have done. They bypassed components and they put in components that weren't the same ratings, and then they wonder why it didn't work, and they put it on eBay, because even though I'm not a pro, they really had no real I don't want to say clue. They just didn't do it as per spec. They kind of just mucked with it. And I'm not seeing any resistors that look charred or cracked or aged. And 61, 71, 81, 90. This is what, 61, 71, 81, 91, 2001, 11, 60 years old. If I did my math right, but this is an old radio. Yeah, 60 years old makes about sense. And it's clean. I'd like to squirt a bunch of contact cleaner on here and make it perfect, but why risk any damage? Probably shouldn't be blowing in these old electronics and doing what I'm doing, because some of them might have asbestos insulation, God knows. But these look all like plastic insulated wires, and anyway, I'll take that risk. With Corona flying around, the asbestos might actually kind of help me. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot more cleaning to do here. I'm gonna wrap up this video probably, and probably the next thing you'll see me doing is putting the tubes in and firing it up. And I just have no doubt that this thing is going to work, because everything looks in place, everything looks intact. And I think this might be a simple restoration. Not sure what I'm going to do with it after, but every experience for me is a learning experience and gives me something to do. So anyway, I'll just take these tubes, and I read somewhere that you shouldn't use water because it'll take off the markings, and they usually clean up pretty easily because it's usually just dust or resin. You know, there's usually nothing on there. I might squirt the pins with contact cleaner, but I won't give the tubes a major rub down. I'll just get the dust off of them. They usually clean up pretty good. Anyway, this is the Bulova model 3222 360 series radio from 1961. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you on the next video.